Hello and welcome to Lions Den, Emerson's official sports show. I'm Malcolm Kellner.
And I'm Harris Rubenstein.
I'm Annie Carroll.
And of course, I'm Jack Ross. And we are so excited that all of you could join us tonight for this episode of Lions Den. We have got a lot to talk about today for sure.
Of course, we're going to catch up with John Newton, our national sports correspondent, in studio about his predictions for the NBA championships.
And after that, we're going to have in studio an interview with Emerson volleyball players Annie Hall and Juliana Augustine.
And then we will check up with Song Park for his regular sports segment. This time it's with freshman soccer player Elizabeth Noble.
Afterwards, we will have a seat with Emerson's basketball players and listen to their experiences about playing basketball here at Emerson.
And finally, we will check in with Ellie Romano to see what she has to say this week on Ellie on the Street.
We'll have all that and more on tonight's episode of Lions Den. Let's begin by taking a look at our wrap-ups of the week.
That's a great idea, Annie. Let's start with Emerson Lions men's soccer. They took on Fisher in a non-conference game at the home confines of Rochfield. Let's roll the tape. 10 minutes into the game, it's Lions junior Duncan Bokikio on the attack. Fisher's keeper makes the idiotic decision to try to get the ball, and bang! Bokikio sends it in. Then, I sound like a broken record because there's Bokikio again, getting the feed from Matt Zani in the box. 2-0 Lions. Later in the second half, the Fisher offense would try to get things going. They'd pick it off and get this shot saved by Lucas Fisher, the sophomore, in net for the Lions. But they would score. It would be too little, too late for them. The Lions have the eye of the tiger, and you're going to hear them roar.
Emerson needing a win against Framingham State to stay in their playoff hunt. Let's check out how they did. So initially, some good back and forth by the two teams. As you can see here, a nice couple hits right back and forth until Kelly Guerra slams it home to get the point. Then off of a Framingham serve, going a little back and forth, it's Ella Nichols to the freshman Farrah Cohen. Should have called this the Farrah Cohen show a few inches from that outline. Then later, it's some more Farrah Cohen putting a little mustard on this one for the kill. And then one more time, Farrah Cohen, you are the real MVP. Another point here, and the Lions get the big win. 3-0.
What a game
That was awesome.
Farrah Cohen straight and fuego. Farrah Cohen going ham.
All right, well, my wrap-up of the week is the women's soccer team against MIT. Let's check out the video. Good passing sequence here by the Beavers. And number 32, she would take it into the box, but Melanie Escobar, the junior, was there to scoop up the ball. Nice sliding play by that goalie. Next, Molly Cohen trying to get some offense going, but the ball would just not stay on the ground for Emerson, eventually would be turned over to MIT. And then Cohen again on this throw into Alyssa Giannone. It would go right to freshman Paige Haley, who would take it across the field, looking good, would go through some defenders, but eventually the shot would be deflected. No offense getting going for the Lions, and they would fall 3-0 to MIT.
Another wrap-up here for Lions Den. We've got the Lions men's soccer team taking on Revere. Let's kick things off early, and it is raining at Rochfield. The ball's going to bounce right along the sideline here. Lions go to try to corral it, but the closest player to the ball is going to take a nasty hit from a Revere defender, and the ball goes out of bounds. Here we go. Later in the game, finally, Emerson is going to do their best to pull the ball away from Revere, and now they're going to move the ball nicely. Derek Thompson finding a teammate down the sideline. He's going to pass it into Duncan Bokikio. Don't call him donuts, and he's not going to be able to find the net, though. As you see, he brings it across the field here, trying to score, can't do it, but later in the game, here's a ball coming way up in the air. Riviere defender is going to knock it away, but Austin Alfonsi is going to go sprinting after it. He slides into it, tries to knock it out of bounds. It rolls away. Emerson would go on to lose 1-0.
Well, it looks like the end of the fall sports season is pretty much here. It's soccer
It's a sad
season's-
fact.
November 1st.
Exactly. Halloween.
Pour one out.
With that
But you know what I'm
right.
excited for, guys?
What are
I'm
you
excited for the upcoming winter season,
too.
specifically this Emerson men's basketball team. I have got very, very high hopes for this team coming into this season,
Absolutely.
guys.
You know, there's two new freshmen coming in, both 7-footers, roommates, and best buddies. So it's going to be nice to see how they play on the court. But I mean, anytime you bring two 7-footers onto a court, especially in this kind of basketball that we play, instant impact.
Here's the question, Harris. Do they have an extra large size room?
Yeah, these guys, are they
Those
sleeping
twin
in
XLs are not
one
going to be able to
room?
contain those 7-footers. I can tell you one thing.
People, I don't know how that
In all
works.
seriousness, though, we know a fact the NUMAC conference is not known for for its size. Not a lot of guys out there who are above the 6'6" mark. And these two guys coming in at, I believe, 7 foot exactly, and then 7'2" almost. Mac, the freshman center. How are teams going to defend these two guys? I mean, just put them next to the hoop and throw them the ball. These guys have got these giant meat mitts on their hands. I'm seeing slam dunks coming in for days.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not just the size that Emerson has. They have great guard play as well. They've got a lot of good veteran guard play coming in. Mike Corcoran, Tyson Howell,
We'll have him on the show later,
Jake
Corcoran.
Forsheimer. Yeah, just a lot of great players coming back. His name escapes me. He rains threes. Mike Carboni.
Oh,
They've
there
got
we
so
go.
many guys, so many good shooters on the team. It's going to be a really exciting year.
And they didn't really lose a lot either. They did lose Eli Kell Abrams and Mike Lucas, two big veteran presence on those teams, big leadership guys, not necessarily big effectors on the court, but they're going to need to find a way to really wrap up that locker room with those two guys leaving. But I think they have the right guys leading them to
Yeah,
it.
they're definitely, the program is in the right hands with the captains, great coach and Bill Curley. I mean, it's going to be a very
I'm
exciting year
very excited
team.
for this season. My prediction, at least, I think this men's team, this is their shot. They have, 10 seniors, only lost 2 guys from last year who are very replaceable in terms of their production. We got a bunch of guys that are going to step up and lead this locker room, a good crop of young freshmen, especially. We talked about how important that size is going to be. I think they're going to go all the way this year. I don't know about you, but that loss to MIT last year definitely they looked good, and it lit something afire under this team. And I know they're going to come out swinging this season, and I don't see them slowing down.
I was just going to say, I feel like they're really determined after that loss last year to get to that second round of the new MAC playoffs and really make a statement for Emerson basketball that more players should come here.
I'm going to do a little bit more of a hot take here. So last couple years, they've gone out in the first round. I think that they will get past the first round this year, but I don't think they're going to go all the way. I think those 2 7-footers need a year or two to really mesh into the offense and into the defense, but give them a couple years and done.
Yeah,
Game
that's a fair prediction. I mean, either way, no matter how far they go, they've got the talent to make a very deep run, and whatever happens, it's going to be a very
future.
exciting year.
fun season. But with the NBA basketball season just beginning, we now throw it to John Newton, our national sports correspondent, for preview of this year's action. John, what do you got for
Let's
us?
throw it over to him. Catch it, John.
Welcome back to Lions Den's National Sports segment. The NBA season's just begun, and we'll take a look at this year's storylines. This year, 7 teams have new head coaches, including New Orleans, Chicago, Denver, Sacramento, Orlando, OKC, and Minnesota. Minnesota will be playing this season after having lost their former head coach and president Flip Saunders, who passed away of cancer late in the offseason. Can the Timberwolves make an emotional recovery from the loss of their 6th man? Who will have the biggest impact of these new head coaches? Other storylines to follow include LeBron James' pursuit of another championship, something he hasn't had since 2013. If he doesn't win with Cleveland, will he become a free agent? If not, who is the biggest available free agent for next offseason? Will the Golden State Warriors be able to defend their championship after last season? And in this year's MVP race, one of the deepest in recent memory, with potential candidates Steph Curry, James Harden, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, as well as perennial choices Kevin Durant, and of course LeBron James. Who is the favorite? Can rookies like Karl Anthony Towns, Jahlil Okafor, Frank Kaminsky, can they have an impact on this MVP race? Who is the dark horse? And of course, the end pursuit of every team, the playoffs. After exciting matchups last season, it only leaves to wonder what we'll see this year and who will find their way into the finals. Who will be the teams that come out of nowhere to make it in? If Charlotte can avoid injury problems, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist can avoid the same. Like last season, they're a chance to make the playoffs in a weaker Eastern Conference. That makes it easier to rule out teams in the West like the Lakers. Any club that makes the Western Conference playoffs, regardless if they enter as the 1 seed or the 8 seed, are immediate title contenders. But in the East, 8 teams still have to qualify. Toronto, Cleveland, and Washington look to be favorites to win their divisions. Look for Boston, Chicago, Detroit, and Atlanta to all grab spots as well. The final spot in the East is up for grabs, just like the last 4 positions in the West. But don't expect Golden State to fire on all cylinders like they did last year. Warriors will likely make the conference finals, but teams like the Clippers, Thunder, and Spurs could all pose threats to dethrone the reigning champions of the association.
Thank you, John. There is definitely a lot to look forward to this exciting NBA season.
After the break, we're going to have an interview with Annie Hall and Juliana Augustine, 2 of Emerson's women volleyball players.
have Emerson volleyball players Annie Hall and Jules Augustine with us. How you doing, guys? Good. Good. Feeling good tonight? Awesome.
Very nice. So you guys had your last game of the season against Clark a couple days ago, and it was also senior day. How was that for you guys, setting off the seniors?
It was good. I mean, honestly, it's kind of sad to see them go because there was obviously we were close to the when we were freshmen, they were sophomores. We were really close to them, being so close in age group. But I'm gonna be sad to see them go.
Yeah, it was a really fun game. I mean, we had a lot of people come out and parents were there. Senior day, you put up posters and balloons. We gave them gifts, so it's emotional, but it was an exciting atmosphere to be in. So it was good.
What are you guys gonna miss on and off the court from Julie and Kat this upcoming season?
Well, you know, Julie has been our captain for 2 seasons now, so there's definitely going to be a big position to fill off the court with her. You know, she's just so full of energy and like really knows how to bring people together as far as kind of team cooperation, I would say.
Yeah.
And I met her on my recruit visit when I was in high
Same,
school, so
yeah.
it's just going to be really weird without her here.
Yeah.
Also, she's a defensive specialist for the team, so we definitely have to find someone who's going to take her spot. You know, she started, so that's going to come along with recruiting, but then also having people on the team step up. I don't know if you want to speak for Kat, but
Yeah, Kat, I mean, honestly, her energy most of all, because she's like on and off the court, she's always very like happy and trying to get everyone like energized and like ready to play. And I think that's like something that we're gonna miss is like having someone talk and
yeah,
like talk to us so, like from off the court and everything.
Yeah, that's always important.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So unfortunately, you guys didn't get the results you wanted this year. So we're heading right into the offseason. So what are you guys looking for heading into the offseason with workouts, recruiting, whatnot? So what are you guys looking for?
I think right now we're resting a little bit. We have a lot of injuries happening right now. So first we're getting healthy, and then spring season starts in, I guess, probably middle of February.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people going abroad, so we're actually going to be missing people. But you know, it's just important to keeping up with the lifting programs. The trainers at our fitness center give us a great program, so we stay strong and healthy. Yeah, and then just kind of keep staying focused, I would say. And
A couple times a week we do pick up. We'll
Yeah.
play a couple times a week just to stay on the court and like get some reps in. But mostly I think coach isn't there during that. It's just us. So I think that's a big leadership thing. And I'm one of the captains and I won't be there because I'll be at the castle, unfortunately. So that'll be something else. That'll be another thing for this particular season is having someone like step up and kind of take control.
yeah.
So what would you say you guys are looking for in a recruit for next season? Like, what would you tell them about Emerson volleyball?
Well, we've had a couple recruits visit already. We're not sure exactly who's coming yet. We've had a 6'2" right side coming, which should be incredible. Obviously, it's volleyball, so
Yeah.
we're always looking for height.
Gotta get the height.
Yeah, and then like I said, with Julie going, as she was a starting defensive specialist, excuse me. So we're gonna need a few of those for sure to help us with our defense because that was something we were struggling with towards the end of the season. As far as telling them about Emerson volleyball, I mean, I think you guys probably know as well as everyone else that sports isn't everything at Emerson, but if you are involved, it is such a part of your life, so you still get such a great experience out of it. That's probably what I would say.
Yeah, and the girls that have been coming, like they've been all really nice, and it's been really nice meeting them. They get a lot closer with the freshmen because that's who they usually stay with. That's usually who hosts them. But we meet them like during games or before practices or at dinner, and it's really nice to like see like who's interested and who's coming, and it's very diverse people. It's usually not like if someone just wants to come for sports, like they'll go D1 if that's their case.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're very like, oh, I like theater, or like I'm really into film, or like I love like
Broadcasting.
Like, yeah.
There you go.
We have a comm disorders or
yeah, political
we have
communications.
Yeah.
So
Polycom, that was one.
yeah, just like every other Emerson student, they have a lot of different interests, which is awesome.
Which is
to see.
nice. Yeah.
So last question, expectations for next season. With seniors leaving, with a lot of new freshmen coming in, what do you guys see for next season? Give us a little preview.
I think it'll be good, honestly, because we'll have 5 seniors next year, so I think we'll have a lot of maturity on the court, and finally we'll have like a big class and like big size for the season, and I think that's what is going to get us, because this year we only had 4 freshmen, which was nice, and the year before that we had 7 returning players and 7 freshmen, so we've been building each year, and I think next year's going to be good, just because as seniors, I hope so at least, but I think we have a good chance.
Yeah, and our coaching is going to be even more consistent because now our assistant coach we've had throughout this whole season and we'll be able to have next year. And before that, our assistant coaches changed a lot, and so just having that consistency, I think, will definitely help.
Fantastic.
Awesome,
All right, well,
yeah.
Annie Hall, Jules Augustine, thank you guys so much for joining us. All right, so we now head over to Song Park to be up to speed with the women's soccer game and freshman soccer player Liz Noble.
Okay. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Noble, and I'm from Long Beach, California, and I'm on the soccer team here at Emerson.
I understand you're a freshman, so how has the transition been from, the high school game to the college game?
I was pretty scared the first day I got here, not gonna lie. The team just got back from the Netherlands, and so they were really tight-knit, and we were just these tiny 8 little freshmen. It was super hot. Like, I'd never been in such, intense heat, and I thought I was gonna die the first week because we had 4-hour days, but I think the transition was, besides that, it was really smooth. We like to play the same styles back home. It's very possession-oriented. We don't like to rush things, and I'm very thankful that we play that style.
And people say the speed of the game changes in the collegiate game. Was that true for you too?
Back home, we were really competitive. We were one of the top 4 teams in California for my high school. So I think we may be a little bit faster here in college. We're definitely more rough, so that's why we want to play faster so we don't get hit and get thrown to the ground, but it wasn't that much faster.
And what are your goals for the next 3 years, just on and off the field as well?
Make it to the tournament. This year we didn't make the NUMAC tournament, just barely. I think if we won our previous game, we would have made it, but we lost to MIT, which is okay. Next year we'll get them back, and that's our new goal for the next 3 years.
And finally, technically or tactically, either one, what do you think you can improve on as a team in general?
Probably to have better vision and not rush. Sometimes we get a little panicked and we dump the ball over, or we try to dump it over their back line. Sometimes we need to calm down, look around the field, see if we have a better option, but that's easily fixed. Vision is a great thing to have, and I think it's easy to obtain.
Okay, Liz, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Lions Den. We're sitting here now with 2 Emerson basketball players, Austin Pinckney and Michael Corcoran. Guys, so we're getting ready for this upcoming season. We know, I'm sure both of you are really excited. So let's just get right into things. Tell us about what you guys have been working on so far to get prepared both mentally and physically. Tell us about what practice has been like so far.
So practice has been pretty much just getting the offense down, kind of getting our defensive scheme in, kind of getting up and down, getting used to the flow, and getting the new guys incorporated into what we're doing with a veteran-laden team. It's easier that way to help the younger guys, and it's been going pretty well.
Now, you talked about some of those younger guys. I know you've got a lot of additions to the team this year. You've got some big-time size in the front court, and you've got some good guards coming in as well. So tell us a little bit about some of the new freshmen you guys have. Yeah. Either one of you.
Yeah, all right. This year we have 2 7-foot guys, Will Leitner and Max Ashen. So I think with those guys, they'll be a really big help because NUMAC doesn't have too much size. So they bring the D1 size.
Yeah, Mac is huge. And does that change the offense at all for you guys? Have you guys now shifted your game plan from one thing from last year to another? Are you planning on utilizing that size a lot more to get some opportunities around the hoop?
Yeah, I won't give you everything away because you got to save some for the games. You guys get to see that.
We know MIT.
Yeah, in case anybody out there is watching the game plan against us.
Can't give away our secrets. But yeah, we're trying to utilize them as much as possible. and I think they'll be a big help.
Okay, now you addressed the additions. Let's talk about the subtractions. Granted, there weren't as many as the additions, just 2, but there were 2 big ones. Eli Kel Abrams, and Mike Lucas, 2 big important leaders for the team. I'm sure you'll be able to replace their on-court production because you do have such a deep team and those new additions coming in. But I know they left a big hole leadership-wise off the court. What are you 2 doing as captains to try to fill their shoes and replace what they left behind in terms of leadership?
Well, they did such a good job off the court with, especially our class that came in, was basically because of those 2 guys that we visited them on our recruiting visits. So we're basically trying to, when we get recruits now, and even dealing with the younger guys on our team, we're trying to emulate the things that they did because they were so effective at it, and they were good about getting the team together. When things weren't going right, we were going down a bad path, practice wasn't going right, just the feeling was off, to kind of bring everybody together and to set us back onto the right path. And we learned a lot from those 2 in doing that. So.
Yeah, speaking about going down the right path, is there a goal that either of you 2 have for this season? Is there something you guys want to accomplish as your final season with the team? Obviously, we know that there's a chance you guys can compete for the new MAC title this year, but is there anything that either of you personally feel like you want to accomplish, or maybe a universal team goal that's out there?
I mean, yeah, we want to start small first. We don't want to think too far ahead of ourselves and get too excited. But I think the new MAC will be winning the new MAC title will be the first thing, and then
that's got to be the big goal in everyone's mind,
exactly. Right? And then making the NCAA's will be, and trying to go as far as possible in that would be probably the biggest goal.
So you guys are just taking it game by game right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And in the last 3 years, we've made the playoffs the last 3 years, but since jumping into the new MAC, we haven't advanced through the first round. We haven't cracked that top 4.
Tough loss to MIT last year.
Yeah, if we can get up into that top tier, which I think this year is very doable for us, then that's at least the first step, and then getting it passed into the championship weekend.
Now, just last question here for you guys. Now, you mentioned, or we all mentioned the loss to MIT last year. I believe the year before also lost to MIT in the first round. So do you think the new offensive system that you guys are putting together this year that I've kind of heard about, do you think that's going to help kind of get over that potential hump in MIT or another similar top team in the new MAC this year to make a deep playoff run?
Yeah, I think it will, because with Will and Mac, it will give us different looks and everything, having a much bigger team and a much deeper team, and we'll be able to have more substitutes and everything and get more guys going. If maybe someone's having a bad game, myself or Cork or anybody else, we can just have a real deep rotation and just be able to operate our offense more effectively.
Yeah, it definitely seems like depth and size are your guys' 2 biggest strengths this year. Yeah. I think it's gonna help you guys really compete for the title. I could see you guys going all the way for sure.
Coming at teams with a bunch of guys, energy.
Everybody fresh off the bench, you can keep up tempo the entire game.
For sure. Now, actually, last thing, I thought of something else.
One more question.
What do you 2 have to say to all the fans, the Emerson fans watching right now, to get them to come out, support you guys, and get pumped up for the year? If you could say one message to the fans, what would it be?
I got to say that we've got 10 seniors, and we've got some really, really good young talent. And if there's any year to do it, it's this year. And we've got guys that have been in the playoffs. We've got young guys that want it. They're dedicated. And I think this year could be very exciting and make a real push for the new MAC title.
Anything to add, Austin?
I mean, everybody show as much support as possible, and it would be appreciated.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Michael Corcoran, Austin Pickney, guys, senior captains. Thank you so much for coming out today, and best of luck this season.
Yeah,
I'll be there. You know that.
Definitely going to catch some of the games.
So
want to see some slam dunks this year.
Oh, I got you. I got you on that.
Can't wait. Well, thanks again, guys. Now it's time to catch up with Ellie and see which dining hall food energizes students the best. Ellie, what do you got for us?
Hey guys, we're down on Boylston Street. It's that time of year again where the freshman 15 kicks in, and we're talking to people to see what kind of DH food makes them feel active.
A good steak always gets me going.
Oh, I love to get a nice chicken patty sandwich, maybe with a hamburger in there as well.
None of it. They're wraps. They have a good variety of veggies, cheeses, and
cold cuts.
Wraps. I love a Caesar salad wrap. Like, that's a good wrap.
What DH food keeps you active, makes you want to go for a run in the morning?
Is this a trick question?
I don't go to DH anymore, but probably like a banana or like fruit or something.
What DH food makes you feel active, makes you want to go to the gym?
It'd be really hard for me to pinpoint a food that would make me want to go to the gym.
There's no food that makes me like want to go to the gym.
I don't
eat at the dining hall?
No, yeah, I don't eat
because it's gross.
I don't know. I guess I like the beets and like the little baby corn that they have. I like that. Yes, it makes me feel like I went to the gym because I'm eating healthy.
I love it. I love it.
Maybe the people inside. As long as they're very energetic, I want to be a part of it.
I don't usually eat before the gym, and usually I wake up too late to go to the dining hall for class, but usually just a salad.
All the food is terrible there.
Eggs.
Eggs?
Yeah, I love eggs.
I would say the pizza was my favorite when I was there. Get some like cheeses, some protein, whatnot.
Right? Pizza's the healthiest thing I eat.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
What DH food makes you feel active, makes you want to go to the gym?
Probably orange juice maybe, I guess, because it has fruit and I feel like, vitamin C.
Any DH food in particular that makes you feel good inside?
I don't know. When I feel like I'm being somewhat healthy, it's like, whoa, like I could run 12 miles after this, you know?
I guess when I eat anything unhealthy at the DH makes me want to go to the gym because it's like all greasy and then I feel super like unhealthy after eating it, so I go to the gym after.
Makes me feel active? Wow.
I don't think there's been any DH food that's made me feel anything other than disappointed.
No, like don't eat at the DH, just don't do it. Everyone gets diarrhea, everyone dies, like it's not okay.
You heard it here, guys. The DH food is going to keep you active, whether you're running to the gym or to the bathroom.
Well, this has certainly been a crazy week for Emerson Sports and the wrap-up of the fall season.
Absolutely, Malcolm, but we are all up to date with the new events and happenings in and out of the Emerson sports sphere.
However, for tonight's episode, that is all we have to offer in the sports sector.
Don't forget to tune in next week for another exciting Sportsfoot episode of Lions Den. For tonight, I'm Jack Ross.
I'm Malcolm Kellner.
I'm Harris Rubenstein.
And I'm Annie Carroll. Thank you for watching Lions Den. Don't forget to tune in next time. Good night.